Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Piscean people. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide and spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us Pisceans? What do you got for Pisces gang in early December? What's happening? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces in early December. What's happening in Saggy season, please and thank you. What's the vibe? Oh, real quick. Okay, so we got the Helping Hands card on the very first shuffle. Now, I do like this card. It is highly spiritual. It does speak of assistance, whether you're giving or receiving it. I just like all the qualities that pick up in this card because it feels like soft and comforting, very soothing type of energy. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So when we look at the imagery of it, we see this lady chilling in the center there. It looks like she's having a nap, taking a snooze. She's sleeping, and she's surrounded by all these different hands. Now, to me, yes, it could be equated to the dream state, dreamland, the etheric world. So for some Pisces, maybe you need a little more rest. Maybe you're sleeping a little too much. Maybe you need to watch your dreams. All of those things can be true with this card because it does connect to sleep and sleep schedule. So hopefully you're not having some insomnia when this is here. But to me, it is also very imaginative, daydreamy. These are themes that we see week after week in Pisces readings. But the thing that always intrigues me most about this card are the hands that surround it. To me, those are like guides, spirit team, assisting and helping. So whether your guides and spirit team are trying to send you signs, maybe you need help with something. Maybe there is a situation where you'd be best to handle it with assistance from others. Like if you have people that can assist, whatever form that comes in. I would not be surprised for a lot of Pisces if in the next few days, weeks, that people are coming to you or someone comes to you to see if you can help them out in some way. Because the Helping Hands card is all about assistance. So if you need it, ask for it. But someone might be asking you. So we're going to leave it at that. Let's see what's in the chat. What tarot has. I'm already jumping to the back end. We'll leave that over there. And I always say the first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get 3 tarot cards, not shadow cards, in the upright and see what's up before we get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But yeah, before we fully dive into this while I'm shuffling it up, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Shocking Win. There was really good energy. Now, it was similar to the tower, but to me it was like a good tower or something that comes in that you completely weren't expecting. So just know that that energy could bleed over for a few weeks. I really did like the energy, even though it felt quite intense. So that could bleed over for a few weeks. You might have some good stuff coming that you don't even see. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? You know how tarot goes. But let's get you 3. Let's see what's happening. 3 in the upright for my Pisces people in early December. What's going on? Thank you. The Death card, do not be nervous about that. Big Scorpio energy, a fellow water sign chilling right there. So, I mean, it's a big card of change. It's very karmic as well. Let's get a couple more. What is happening? The Devil. Okay. Big problem-solving type of energy here. Yeah, Pisces, there's a lot of problem-solving energy. Because when I see the Death card moving into the Devil, it's like, okay, you might actually be able to handle this or solve this. Something that could have been bothering you for quite a while. Let's get one more. Hopefully. Let's see what we always got to watch out whenever the Devils are. All right, don't let your mind run rampant or run away from you here when we have the 4 of Cups on the back end of this. There is a lot of strategy and planning going on here too. So there might be some things to watch out for. And on the back end, we do have the Tower, surprise, surprise, that showed up for us last week in one form or another. So lots of major arcana here. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we do have a lot of stuff going on here. Now, elemental, you know, I always like to look at the elements first. We are very much water heavy, which as Pisceans, we are very comfortable with. We got the death card, which is Scorpio. We got the Four of Cups. Cups is water. We have the Tower, Scorpio energy again. So there's deep water energy here, which is very emotional, very creative, but also imaginative, just like that Oracle card we saw in the beginning. So just try not to let your mind run amok for whatever reason. And like even moving into the center, we have the Devil here, Earth. So when you mix water and earth, there's generally a good outcome, but I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, this is a perfect spread, because there are some things that we want to pay attention to for sure. So let's go through and break it down piece by piece before we get into the intuitive stuff. Position number one, we have the death card. So again, Scorpio vibe, if you're not connected to one, if you don't have Scorpio placements yourself, this is a very misunderstood card. So I don't want anybody getting nervous, especially if you're new to tarot. The death card, yes, sometimes it could represent endings, but for the most part, to me, it's a card of change. It's a card of transformation on to the next chapter. So yeah, maybe some of you, there are certain things that are ending, certain chapters that are ending, but for a lot of you, there could be things that are in metamorphosis, in a state of flux, even if it's like a slow version. I do like the death card. Now, the challenge of it, it's very deep and has a lot of effects here. It is karmic energy. Same could be said with the Tower that's here as well. So there is karmic energy around the Pisces collective. So we'll definitely want to look into this death card further. Moving over to the next one, that's why I was saying in the beginning, there's like a lot of energy here around problem solving, troubleshooting. We have the Devil in the center. Okay. Could just be a Capricorn. Maybe you're connected to one. Maybe you have Capricorn placements yourself. But the Devil is a highly grounded type of energy. Yes, it could represent problems. It could represent situations, things that have been around for a long time. This generally isn't something new. And if it is something new, it's something that could take a while to work through. Let's run down a list, because I think it's easier, because this card is very complex. So we're just going to run down a list of some of the things it could be. The Devil could be someone that's a little obsessive. It could represent jealousy. It could represent overthinking, like we have here on the back end. That's why I said watch out for the propensity to overthink or over-fantasize something when this card shows up. It could represent addictions. It could represent toxic connections. It could represent toxic people that you might want to be aware of when this card is here. But yeah, when I see the Death moving into the Devil card, especially with this Four of Cups on the back end, it's like, okay, you can actually solve something big here, or you can actually fix or make big gains. If there is something that's been affecting you or bothering you for a long time, it's like, all right, now there's an actual chance to uproot this energy and change it in the way that you want. So we will see. Again, I mean, if I were to go the positives, I know I gave you a lot of the challenges of the Devil. The positives of this card, it could represent earthly matters, abundance, money, finances, and that's the good aspect of the Devil. But yeah, there's a whole laundry list of issues or problems or situations it could be. Now, onto the back end, we do have the Four of Cups, and this ties in similarly to the very first Oracle card we got. We see this person, they're underneath the tree. Looks like they're taking a little nap, they're snoozing, they don't see the cup that the universe is handing to them. So first and foremost, all fours represent like a, not a stagnant energy, but a still energy. Like, all right, well, calm before the storm. When I see the Four of Cups, yeah, I mean, it could be someone that's just very imaginative and creative, but at the same time, this card could definitely be over-imaginative, overthinking. Sometimes it could even be stressful, depending on what the situation is. So when I see all this together, there could be that overthinking energy that I just want you to watch out for. Now, moving to the very back end, and we're just going to have to dig deeper on all this stuff, which we will. We have the Tower. So whenever we see the Tower, again, that's Scorpio energy, just like the Death card. Said we saw it last week, and I felt like it was a good Tower. So this energy is still lingering on. This is another footnote, so just know there could be things that are popping up out of nowhere. Even if they don't seem positive at first, they will be, or they will cause a positive shift and change, because that's a big theme that I'm seeing this week is like, all right, something's being set up in a good way. It's like the energy is being set up, and whatever pops up is going to cause a chain effect. So what I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Pisces? What do we got? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that death card. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, death card. What's going on? What's the death card here? Thank you. Yeah, be able to put something to bed in a good way, though. This doesn't feel bad. This feels good to me. So we have the Five of Swords in reverse, and the Five of Swords does have similarities to the Devil. And usually in the upright, this is a card of conflict. It's a card of, it's like tense, it's argumentative, it's fighting. It's like fighting against the current of something. And yeah, sure, it could sometimes be determination, but I feel like for a lot of Pisces, there is a potential or an opportunity for you to close the book on something, to end something, whether it is a habit, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a problem or a situation that's been bugging you for a long time. It's like there's an energetic open door to come to peace with something. Okay, now that's really up to you what that could be about, whether it's a financial or work-related thing or interpersonal. When I see this card, sometimes it represents mean, angry people. Sometimes it could represent confrontational people, narcissistic people. In the reverse, underneath the death card, it's like, okay, well, I don't have time for this energy, and I'm just not going to allow it. Okay, so again, I feel if there's anything problematic in your life, and the same goes for cross watchers, if you're dealing with a Pisces that fits some of the things I was saying, there is an opportunity to close that chapter. Now, I'm not saying it has to be a person. It could just be a situation where it's like, you know what, I'm just not giving energy to this anymore. So again, I do feel for some Pisces there's an opportunity to end something or close it off. Let's keep moving. Let's see what that Devil is. And I've been saying that since the beginning. And even with the helping hands, like there is a potential to solve something that may be bugging you, or that has been for a while. So let's go to the Devil. See if we get similar vibes here. So why's the Devil here? I just hope when I get to the Four of Cups, it's not all fantasy or overblown, you know? Why's the Devil here? Thank you. King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, without a beard, holding a goblet, holding a cup, chilling right there. That's a big Pisces card, my friends. Now, the King of Cups in the upright is usually a very positive, very good card. It does speak about emotional control. I do feel, if this isn't you, this could be someone you're connected to that is very, very good and apt at covering up when they're going through a difficult time. This is someone where it's like they could have the world on their shoulders. They could be going through the worst time ever. They could be feeling really rough, but they're very good at putting on a happy face. I don't know why that message is coming through, but it just is. Again, similarly to what we saw here in the beginning with a Pisces card, remember, not gender specific, underneath the Devil. I'm not saying, oh yeah, there's someone that's definitely obsessed with you or jealous of you or anything like that. Sure, that could be a literal meaning. But the main thing I'm picking up with these two cards, you could really close the chapter on something that isn't serving you. Okay? You really can this time. And I always say, yeah, certain situations do come back every now and then. And some things are easier said than done. But just know, whether it's a habit, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a thought process, whether it is a relationship, there is a potential to say, you know what, this just doesn't work for whatever reason. I'm putting this to bed, or I'm not giving energy to it. Let's keep moving. Let's keep it moving. But yeah, I have this really strong energy of someone being very good at masking when something's wrong. It's like, all right, well, you never quite know what this person's going through unless they tell you or show you. So let's go in on that Four of Cups, see what's happening here. Then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow. Quick. Cool. All right, so sometimes the timing is never right. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. A lot of times in life, we wait for things, and we just want the perfect timing, and we want everything to be perfect and the timing to be right. But life does not always work that way. When I see the Four of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles, I do feel for a lot of Pisces, it would be beneficial for you to try to put yourself in the most optimistic mind state as possible in this time. Don't get dragged into negativity. Don't get dragged into all this energy that we're feeling up front. Try to keep a happy thought. Keep your mind in a happy place. That will benefit you greatly if you can do that. If you could keep your mind right in this time, you'll probably come through all of this very much unscathed. The Ace of Pentacles is a card of communication, conversation, talking, but it's also a card of opportunities and offers. So when I see it under the Four of Cups, to me, it's like someone waiting and waiting and waiting for the perfect opportunity and waiting. Sometimes you just have to do. Sometimes you can't wait forever. Sometimes you just gotta do it and deal with the fallout. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, Pisces. So just know in life, rarely is there ever a perfect time for anything. Okay, so whether it is career, relationships, or self-improvement even, I feel like there is something where it's like if you just keep waiting, nothing's going to happen. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Remember, this could be someone else's energy. It doesn't have to be yours. There is a good energy here of improvement and self-improvement. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Death card with the Five of Swords in reverse. This is someone who's like, you know what? That's too much of a fight, or it's too much of a hassle, or it's too much of something. I'm not going to give energy to it anymore. I'm not going to entertain any negativity. If you're going to be negative, you could stay over there. It's just being able to close a chapter on a difficulty. So there is a possibility if you want to end something in this time, unless you've already experienced it. And if that's the case, if you have recently gone through an ending, then it's probably for the best, believe it or not. Moving to the center, we have the Devil with the King of Cups in the upright. Very similar vibe there. Now is a great time for any sort of self-improvement, whether it's health, whether it's mental well-being, spirituality. If there are certain aspects about yourself that you do want to improve on, you can make it happen with this type of energy. But I do feel a sealing off and problem solving here. So multiple endings are possible in the mix here. I also got a big vibe of someone being very good at hiding when they're going through a difficulty. Onto the back end, I have the Four of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles, and I gave the quote, like, timing is usually never perfect. So there could be certain things where you can't just wait. Sometimes you just have to act and make it happen. For a portion of you, this can be good. Keep your mind on a happy thought. Try to keep your mind in a very optimistic place, and you'll be able to work through all this energy easy peasy. So Pisces, please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Now let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what we got for you, my friends. What is in the shadows for Pisces? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Thank you. Okay, High Priestess, that's one of our power cards, my friends. High Priestess is big Pisces energy, so I do like that she shows up in the shadows, but that's an apt place for her to be. Now, I just want to let all the Pisces out there know that your energetic sensors could be on overdrive when she shows up in the shadows. For a lot of you, your intuition could be very much heightened. If you have a gut feeling about something, you're probably correct or very close to it when this card shows up. But I love the High Priestess. I think she's spiritual. She speaks about psychic gifts and dreams. So you see, we have all this interlocking spiritual energy showing up in this week's reading. But the fact that she is showing up in the shadows of a Pisces reading is extra important because she's one of our power cards. So leaning on our strengths or leaning into our strengths to get through things is super important when she's here. For some of you, new practices, new spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, highly important when this card shows up. And it's okay to focus your energy inward. That's what I feel like needs to be done here. So yeah, Pisces, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.